Hello everyone, welcome to Encounters USA. We are on our way to pick up the cameras we put out over a month ago on Harstein Island. And right now we're cruising in the paranormal pickup, but soon we're going to be parked and we are going to be heading down into what I like to call the swamp. Now the reason that I call it the swamp is because it is a swamp. That means it's full of water and mush and goo, which we're going to find out in a minute. But first, let's go ahead and watch as I traverse down into what I affectionately call the swamp. And as we're moving through the undergrowth and the underburden, I come across what looks to be an obstacle, and yes, it is a log which I attempt to traverse, but do so rather unsuccessfully, and at the same time I'm hoping the camera did not catch me falling. So we continue on our journey through and into the very depths of the swamp, as you can see here, but not to be discouraged because we are about to reach our area of operations, and that is this kind of field in the middle of the swamp, or on the edge of the swamp as it were. And we are going to right now go ahead and look around and see if our trail cameras are actually and what do you know? The trail cameras are there, and so this is going to be an exciting time, because I really was thinking I'd probably come out here and they would all be gone and it would all be for nothing. But no, my trail cameras are here, and so now it is what we came to do. Well, at least we, meaning my assistant and I, but my assistant has nowhere to be found ever since this part of the mission started. So we're just going to let her go ahead and do her thing while we go ahead and retrieve our trail cameras. Now, the first thing I want to point out while we're retrieving our trail cameras is that they were put out according to a specific plan. I was trying to triangulate, or I don't know what the word is for four, but maybe quadrangulate my cameras so that any action that would be caught on one would be caught on the others. And I also made sure that trail camera 3 was off kilter enough so that it could cover a wide area out in what I like to call the depression. And also supporting camera 3 was camera 2. While camera 1, camera 2, and camera 4 would be locked on to the area where the Bigfoot goodies were located. And so that was how the cameras were laid out, and that is pretty much how the cameras are going to be picked up, because in the next video where we talk about the findings of the trail camera, then we are going to pinpoint exactly which camera was where and which pictures were taken by that particular camera. So I think we're going to find some very interesting things here. And one of the things that, as we're going around and we are picking up the camera, is I want to point out that when I place the camera, which we will see hopefully in the video, but I'll have to check, I went around and made sure that the cameras were turned on and that the sensors on each camera were clean and the camera was clean. Now, during the time that I was putting up these cameras, remember the conditions were pretty much horrible. It hadn't stopped raining for a long time, and by the time I got down to put up these actual cameras, the swamp was full. The rain was just pouring down. Everything, including all of my equipment, was soaking wet, and so it was very difficult to try to film, try to set up these trail cameras, and have some kind of comprehensive plan to film, set up trail cameras, and then be able to document if anything should actually happen with the trail cameras. So that was a very, very difficult process, but fortunately I was able to do it. And then the next step was to, once we had seen the trail cameras were in place, the next step was to actually do a little drone flight around so that the drone could document the cameras being there, as well as if the drone was still active or if the camera was still active, then I was hoping it would take pictures of the drone, which would signify that was the last photo before the cameras picked up. So the drone was flown around, and once the drone was flown around, then it was time to go ahead and complete the mission and pick up the trail cameras, which I did, and not without some kind of discomfort, because I had to hold each trail camera and the camera I was filming with in one hand while I was unstrapping the cameras and switching them off while I had to flip open their covers, all with one single hand. So it wasn't exactly easy, and it probably doesn't make for the greatest of cinema, but this is how the process works, and I just want people to see how those cameras got there, how they were picked up, how long they were there. And when I look at the photographs and video that are on them, if there's anything on them, I want there to be as much information as possible. So that being said, now it's time to get the trail cameras put away, and it's time to start heading back to the paranormal pickup and go back to our campsite, and hopefully we're going to be able to pick up our assistant Valerie, who has gone missing ever since this operation started, which kind of bodes ill for future field operations, but we'll talk to her about that a little bit later. Right now we are going to head on out of the swamp with our trail cameras intact, and I guess we can call this a win for the Encounters USA team, because the trail cameras were here. Hopefully we'll have some data that we can look at, and also before we finish, let me just tell you the final surprise. And the final surprise is this: the peanut butter and the apples were gone, of course, but what happened to the peanut butter and the apples, we don't know. But from the looks of the jars that were left here, the peanut butter has been completely licked clean of these jars. So who did that? Was Valerie correct? Was it raccoons and deer? Or was it something else? Are we going to see it on the trail camera? All right, well, this is the end of my research here. I've got my cameras now, and luckily they were still here. And also, I just want you to see that these are the jars of peanut butter that I left in You'll notice how they are just completely clean, and then this one was kind of eaten through by somebody or something. Couldn't get enough of that creamy Jif, I guess. So they really liked it, and we're gonna see who did it, and we're gonna check the trail cameras. So that's gonna be coming up soon on Encounters USA. So if you're out here looking for Bigfoot and you're putting up trail cameras and you're leaving peanut butter and apples and other Bigfoot goodies, remember what we always say: always watch your back.